What up, guys? Today I got more car parts. I just got off work, so it's late. And I got the parts right before I went to work, so I didn't have time to put them on. But got some Cobb stuff. And this. This is my clutch spring. It's a Steeda clutch spring. There's a spring on the clutch. It's like the return spring. Should have more like clutch feel to it. And all around just have the clutch feel better. So it comes with the spring and then this part, and then we'll go over installation later. But got that as well as a Cobb short shifter kit. So goodies. So comes with this part, and this sits on top of your shifter linkage, like the transmission and all that. And here should have bolts, I think. Just the bottom part to this, so it sits something like that. Then in here we got all of our hardware. They throw in an Allen wrench and all that. And then it also comes with like thread locker and whatnot. But there are no instructions. I've seen some videos online, but probably gonna watch them again. We'll just leave that for now. First things first, we are gonna do this. So under the clutch, you can see there's that spring right there. That's the spring we'll be replacing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a flathead to go underneath there, and then you just lift it up, and then you have to release this part of the plastic out. Hey, how you doing? All right, so got it out. I found that pushing in the clutch and then prying at it works a lot better. But there's all this goop on it, so I had to put some gloves on. So also another thing is put zip ties on like that, kind of like how you would change the springs on like a shock absorber. You just kind of hold it like that so that when you break this off, it doesn't like go flying. So now I'm gonna attempt. All right, so off camera, I had my dad come and help me because this was super hard to pull apart. But anyways, we pulled it apart and then I put the new spring on. But so here was the old spring, you can tell, and like this is just way harder to push than just, the clutch is definitely gonna feel different. We'll put this back in and then we're on to Cobb short shifter. So got it back in. With the OEM spring, there's more of like, you know, like it just shoots out. And with that one, it's a lot smoother coming out. Like you'd push it in and then there was like a little wiggle room where nothing happened and then the spring just hit, you know, and this one, it's just kind of smooth, like the same pressure all the way through. But right now we'll do the Cobb short shifter. You can see it's right down in there, the green part. What we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the whole air box just so that we can get easier access down. What I did was first I just unclipped this and then I took this sensor off. Now I'm just gonna take that off back there and then just loosen up this whole hose, and then I think the rest is just kind of held on by grommets. What I did was I actually took the cover to the battery off just so that I could reach that screw better, but after that the hose just came off real simple, and then those grommets are actually kind of tough, so just kind of yanked up on those. This part right here is connected to here somewhere, so that hole right there, that's where the sensor just kind of holds it in place there. So I just ripped that off real quick too. But now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get some tool to pull that off, and then we can start putting the I just took a flat head under it and then I just pulled it up. And so the Cobb piece then just slides right over it, just like so. And I put some thread locker on this, not that I think it's gonna vibrate too much, but it just came with it, so why not? There's this part that goes underneath it, and so then you put thread locker on the bolts and then put a bolt in each hole. So I'm gonna do that now. I'll try and record as much as I can. Just like that. And then I'll just thread in the first one. And I'll just kind of keep it loose like that until I get this in. Does this fit? Hell no. Alright, so it came with an Allen key, but I lost it somewhere, so. Alright, so this one works. And there is a set screw on this side that I will just tighten up real quick. Now I'll just put it there, throw this on top of there. And so now what you have to do is the car has to relearn neutral. So what you do is you loosen that right there, this little clip. There's one on top, one on bottom, and you can just do it by hand. But so it'll click out like that. And then what you do is you go back into the car and you put it into 4th gear. And then you just push it back in, make sure it clips, and then you should be good. So now we'll put the air box on, air filter, all that, and then we'll go for a rip. We're just gonna see what it feels like. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. The shifts are so much shorter. I'm a very satisfied customer. The clutch spring and the short shifter, gonna have to take her for a hoon. All right, so I forgot to record, but short shifter is awesome. I was driving around with a friend today and I just love it so much. With the exhaust and the short shifter and all that, the car is just coming together now. Sometime this week, I will be picking up lowering springs, a Cobb motor mount, and an RS wing. So a couple videos about that coming out soon. For more ST content, be sure that you like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.